Hi, I'm Dr. Satish Kumar, and this is Kaizen Dental. Our aim here is to help dentists succeed. Today we have with us Dr. Ichita Joshi, who's going to tell us tips on how to crack the NEET MDS examination. Dr. Ichita Joshi graduated from Army Dental College of Dental Sciences, where she was a gold medalist. She also worked there as a lecturer too. She appeared for NEET MDS in December 2020 and secured an All India rank of 151 in her first attempt. Currently, she's pursuing MDS in prosthodontics from Government Dental College and Hospital, Hyderabad. She has a blog for dental students and NEET MDS aspirants where she shares her preparation tips. She's also a guitarist, a national basketball player, state level volleyball player, and has a black belt in karate. Hi, Dr. Ichita. I would like to first thank you from taking out time from your busy schedule. I know you have to go and get your admission process for your MDS in prosthodontics started. Still, you have taken out time to come here and give advice to the young dentists who want to take your route. So, thank you.
Not an issue, sir. I am so happy that I'm getting to do this interview. And I'm pretty sure it will help a lot of aspirants out there because I'll be sharing my personal story and really excited for this.
Yes. My first question is, okay, there are a lot of people who are doing the studies, trying to give their NEET, MDS, get into MDS, but there are only few who crack it. Is there any difference in strategy when you start or you plan? Was there something different you did?
Yes, I think the most difficult part in NEET preparation is knowing how to start your preparation. Because when a person starts, there's like a huge ocean of syllabus lying in front of you, and you don't know from where to dive. So, my strategy was start with the easiest subject so that
Okay.
you get to know how to prepare for this exam. This is something different so that you know how to solve the MCQs. And also, you are with the subject in which you are comfortable with. So it will not hinder in knowing how to prepare for this exam or get that momentum and flow. And once you get that momentum in about 1 month of solving 2, 3 easy subjects, then you add those difficult subjects in between, and in the end of the preparation, I think just 2 months before the exam, again, you put those easy subjects because at that time you have to make sure that not much pressure is there in your mind. So already the pressure is so much of the exam. So this is how I strategize my preparation and it worked pretty well for me.
So, what would you advise? Let them finish their internship and then start preparing only about NEET MDS, or they should start during internship? Because in internship, you have your college quotas, the other things around
Right.
you. So, when do you
Mhm.
advise them to start?
I think your NEET preparation starts the moment you enter your BDS college. The first day when you open your book in first year, that is the moment from where your NEET preparation already starts. So if you want to dive into that specific preparation of solving MCQs, that is from internship itself. I would advise every intern to be very serious in their internship regarding this because you can only do two things. First is either you can enjoy your internship, waste all your time, chill, and then spend the next 2 years struggling for this exam, trying to crack it. Or you can be in the momentum, be in the flow of studying and crack it in your internship itself, and then get ahead with your MBA studies. So the choice is yours. And also, I've felt that it is the easiest to crack the exam in internship itself. So people like bursting this very big myth. People say that interns don't get much time and it's very difficult to crack the exam as an intern. Even I used to feel that. But one factor is there that when a person is giving the exam in their internship, there is no stress at all. There is no pressure that you have to crack this exam. Because even if you don't, you can always say, I am an intern, it's okay, I didn't do it. But the pressure keeps on increasing when you would start taking drops. In your first drop year, the pressure would be more. Second drop year, even more. So it really hinders in your how you give the exam on that day, how you attempt the exam. So that is what I believe. Also, In internship, you have to be just certain about a few things. First is time management. If you can manage your time well, if you are serious, dedicated towards your preparation, you'll definitely crack it. And mostly people in top 200 are interns only. This year, I've interacted with a lot of people, and mostly they're the ones who've done it in the first attempt, right in their internship. So, my basic advice is not to waste your time in your internship and make the best out of it. Learn all your clinical skills. NEET preparation doesn't mean that you lack out on your clinical skills and don't attend your clinics. Do attend your clinics. It is also very important. But when you come back to the hostel or to your home, at that time, everything should be planned, have a schedule, and just do everything as specified. You don't have the luxury to waste any time. This is the basic thing. I completed my internship 2 months before the NEET exam. And right after my internship, I got a job as lecturer, BDS lecturer in my institution. So at that time, I was very busy in the college. There was a lot of administrative work also. So I know how I took out time, those 10 minutes. Even if I was sent to invigilate the exam of the students, I used to sit with Dental Pulse. So I used to look whether one is cheating, and from the other I used to keep studying for my NEET exam. So I know how I managed all that time, but it's totally possible. So interns, you should give your best shot in this.
So you started during internship. Did you take any coaching at that point of time? And you think coaching is compulsory or can it be done without it?
I would not say coaching is compulsory. It's a personal preference, but it's definitely beneficial. I took coaching, online coaching from an institution called MDS Conquer, which is Hyderabad based. And I felt that it really benefited me a lot because coaching, it gives you a direction. It gives you that guidance as to what you have to study. Otherwise, everything is so vast and there will be hundreds of people telling you hundreds of things, different techniques, study this book, study that book. And in the end, you just end up getting confused. So when you follow one mentor's advice from A to Z, so definitely it will be very beneficial for you. And one more thing is that even if you take the topmost coaching institution in India, even if you join it, it doesn't guarantee you a top rank. It's you who has to do the work. So if you are willing to put in the work, if you are willing to follow their schedule, whatever tasks they give, whatever tests they put up, then only you should join it. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money.
So you were telling me about you were continuously reading Dental Pulse. And in internship, were you able to complete other books as well, or you focused on only just one, two books? Which all books did you actually read through?
Okay. I studied from Dental Pulse. It is one book which every NEET aspirant knows, and it's a really nice book, very crisp and concise. And apart from that, I studied from Neeraj Wadhwan, which is basically previous year question papers compiled in one book. And it's also a really nice book, and a lot of direct question come from that book. So even in my NEET exam, I could see the questions coming from that book. So if somebody is not studying from it, I would say please check it out also. And apart from that, I studied from Power Play books, which is basically notes from my coaching institution. And that's
Okay.
it. I just studied from this. So my principle was not to study from 10 books, but to study those 2, 3 books 10 times because revision really, really matters. And one more golden rule which I followed was don't touch what you can't revise. There is no point in studying hundreds of high-five books if you can't revise it before the exam. So this is one thing which most of the toppers in all India did since I interacted with a few of them. And I could see the similarity in the preparation strategy. So they had a very focused preparation. They only selected a source that I want to study from these 2, 3 books. And they studied those books around 3 times, 5 times. They kept on revising it. Because of that, their basic concepts were very, very strong. And I think your basic concepts matter a lot in the exam.
Understood. You told me that you were studying during internship, okay? And you need to be completely motivated. When you see your friends who are loitering around, who are your same age, there are a lot of times you tend to get distracted. So during internship and even after that, how do you keep that motivation to keep studying when you see others doing some different things around you?
Well, I understand this because there comes a phase in everybody's preparation that you feel very demotivated and defeated, and you feel that, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? So at that time, you just have to remember this. Why are you doing this? You have to remember why you started on day one. What was that drive that made you decide that I have to prepare for this exam, I have to crack it, get a good rank? Anything that works for you. It could be your favorite branch, could be your favorite college, could be you want to do something for your parents, you want to do something for yourself. Anything that made you start this in the first place, you should remember it. I would say also stick it on your study wall so that you see it every day. That is one thing that will keep you from going off track during those times. And also stay away from things that demotivate you, like people's negativity and comments and everything. So stating a very common example, like I was an intern, so even I got to hear a lot of things like, you cannot do it in internship, or it's very difficult. So lots of people said lots of things, but you just have to believe in your dream, your goal, what you are capable of, and this will keep you motivated throughout.
Understood. This is about the motivation, okay? And you have told us all the tips about how you should only do those books which you can re-revise, okay? Is there any specific technique you used on the day of the exam or few days before it?
Okay, so a few days before the exam, I would say like 2, 3 days before the exam, you feel like revising the whole syllabus, but it's not possible. And what usually people do is they end up getting overwhelmed that, I'm not able to revise the whole syllabus. And seeing that it's not possible, you cannot revise it in 2, 3 days. So at that time, I made a small booklet in which I wrote down the things which I am supposed to revise 2, 3 days before the exam. So I started preparing it 1, 2 months before the D-Day. And whatever I came through that, okay, this is what I need to revise before the exam, I just wrote it down. And in those last 2 days, I only flipped over through that booklet. And even I was satisfied that, yes, I revised the most important points that I needed to revise. So it did not overwhelm me or made me nervous. And at the exam day, the most important thing is to keep cool and calm. Don't get nervous. See, you have to prepare for the exam like your life depends on it. The preparation should be so intense. But when you're giving the exam, it should be like just another exam. So you've given so many exams in your whole life. It's just another one of them. So you should be really chilled out at that time, because when your mind is relaxed, only then you will be able to recall those things. Even if a difficult question comes, something that you've studied in your first year and not revised ever since, trust me, all those things will also start coming up in your brain when you give your exam with a relaxed mind. And make sure that you're not making any blunders, major blunders like forgetting your documents at home or going to the wrong test center. So make sure that you've already worked out all these things and you just go give the exam. And even when you're giving the exam, just treat every question as such. Every question should be given your 100%. For example, when you're doing the question number 50, it should not be there in your mind, oh, I don't remember question two's answer. I left it. What am I supposed to do with it? So it should not be like that. If you've left it, it's okay. Attempt all those questions and then come back to it again. So these things really helped me when I was giving my exam. And I hope somebody can use all these tips.
You have given a lot of tips from where to find the book, how do you read, how do you start and plan, and how do you go about giving the exam as well on the last day, even what you should do 2, 3 days prior. Before we end, is there any specific one or two suggestions which were given to you by others, or which, while you were going through the entire process, you realized is what makes the difference between being successful in these NEET exams and not? So, any one or two pieces of advice you have for the young dentists?
All right. So one thing that I really realized was having the knowledge for the exam is one thing, and knowing how to attempt the exam is another thing. So if you know how to attempt the exam, it will make a huge difference. It made a huge difference for me. So this is something that you can develop by giving lots of mock tests, and give the mock tests like you're giving the real exam. Like, don't cheat, and just set yourself in that exam scenario like you're giving the real exam. Put yourself through that pressure. So when I was giving the real NEET exam, I did not feel that pressure. I just felt it's just another mock test. So make yourself so used to that exam scenario by giving the mock test. Identify your strategy, and it's very important to do an analysis of your mock test after you give it. See your score, see why you got that score, what all questions went wrong, why did you make that mistake. Like, really go to the depths of it. Did you miss out a keyword, or did you not know, did you not revise properly? So when you do a really good analysis and try to improve it in the next mock test, eventually your scores will keep on improving. And regarding how to attempt the exam, that is something that you have to develop for your own self. So I realized that I should take more intelligent guesses, and I should not under attempt, because earlier I was playing it too safe. And I just used to mark the questions of which I was very, very, very sure of. Even if I had a small, tedious bit of doubt, I used to leave it. So that always ended up with me having less score. But eventually, when I realized, no, I have to think about the question, eliminate the options, somewhere you know the answer. So you just have to learn how to take that risk and not under attempt. Also, not over attempt the things that you don't have any idea about, and you're just marking like 240 out of 240. It should not be like that, also. So give lots of mock tests. This is my first piece of advice. Second, and the most important piece of advice is revisions. They are a game changer. If your revision game is strong, then you can definitely crack the exam. So you have to plan it out. Like, you studied the subject, so you should plan out your revisions in such a way that you're not revising it again after 6 months. Like, it should be there in your mind. You should keep on refreshing it time to time. On weekend, take one, two topics, revise it again, just like that. So just revise well and attempt the exam well. These two things are very, very important.
Understood. Other than this, guys, Dr. Ichita Joshi has an amazing blog. We'll be posting the link of that blog in our Instagram page. Do not forget to go and check it out. There's a lot of advice given about how to study, how to give various exams. I'm sure you'll find a ton of resource out there. And thank you, Dr. Ichita, to taking out time from your hectic schedule of preparing to go to the college and coming and giving this advice to others. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for mentioning my blog. Well, anybody who's aspiring for NEET, I've written all my personal experiences there, from how I studied dental files to how I attempted the exam and everything. So definitely check it out. And thank you, sir, for having me here. And it was a really nice experience for me to connect with you and to connect with the audience. And thank you. I'm excited for my next phase ahead.
Yes, we wish you all the best and would love to see you as a
Thank you, sir.
glorious prosthodontist very soon.
Thank you so much, sir.